That's Nick.
And that's Joseph. And today we're here to talk about Maleficent, Mistress of Evil, which will open on October 18th, courtesy of Walt Disney Pictures.
So I don't remember the previous one that well, except that I was underwhelmed.
Yeah, you're lucky.
Mainly because I wanted Angelina Jolie's... I wanted Maleficent to be like this evil queen and
Yes.
or evil villain, and she wasn't. She was pretty empathetic, and in this film, she's pretty empathetic.
Yeah, she gets a little more chance to flex.
She does.
Yeah, which is nice.
Yeah. So the basic story is...
the last one ended, the 2014 film ended with her taking Elle Fanning's Princess Aurora under her wing, a human child, and making her Queen of the Moors. And now Elle Fanning, Queen of the Moors, is approached by Prince Philip of the neighboring human kingdom for marriage, and which will unite both lands and they will live in harmony. However, Prince Philip's mother, Queen Ingrid, played by Michelle Pfeiffer, has other plans and uses the union to wage a war that will kill all the fairies forever.
Yes.
And that's
basically
basically the plot.
So what did I like about this film? I think Angelina Jolie, in general, is just a really captivating figure on screen. I think her as Maleficent is breathtaking.
Mm-hmm, yeah.
It's really, it's kind of enchanting to see her as that character. So I was very satisfied with that. And really, the hour 55-minute runtime, I probably would have been more satisfied just watching her walk back and forth in that costume.
Or direct face-offs with Michelle Pfeiffer.
Yes,
Yeah.
and then the next thing is Michelle Pfeiffer plays a great villain. So I was very satisfied with Michelle Pfeiffer's portrayal.
And we don't see either of those women on screen that much anymore. Granted, Michelle Pfeiffer had a couple films last year, including the Murder on the Orient Express remake. But this is Angelina's first time on screen since 2015's By the Sea, which she directed.
Yeah.
It's been a few years.
So, yeah. That's about it. I think the script is not good.
Yeah, the script is very tedious. It includes a lot of fat that could have been trimmed. Characters, like especially the fairy godmothers, once again, who look terrible in that CGI and are each portrayed by three wonderful actresses, including Imelda Staunton, Lesley Manville, and then the younger Juno Temple.
As we were leaving the screening, there were other people talking about like these useless characters that had nothing to do.
Yeah,
there are several plot points with characters that seem to go nowhere. I was kind of disturbed. So if I had like a 9-year-old kid who wanted to see it, I think I would...
I don't think this film will be disturbing towards two children, but what happens in essence is mass genocide of the fairies, including a sequence that is very much like a gas chamber. So I felt myself very bothered by the trauma that was happening.
I was pretty disturbed by how things are going down in this film. And also the portrayal of the fairies, the non-human characters are... sort of wiped out indiscriminately, and it seems weird because then they don't show the human characters being killed in a similar fashion.
No, and also there's another subplot involving other creatures like Maleficent, which are the Fays, which these winged creatures led by like Ed Skrein and Chiwetel Ejiofor, who both are on opposite sides of make peace or wage war, but. They are a much more racially diverse population than the mostly white human kingdom. And if you think about it, the plot, as we were talking, is really just... Because there's nothing happening. It's Michelle Pfeiffer's basically on some white woman shit and wants to wage a war to take over all the resources of...
And wipe out everyone who isn't like her.
And the backstory that she gives is...
Growing up,
her kingdom starved out during winter.
Next to a fairy kingdom, and it was convinced that her brother was killed by the fairies. It seems very basic, but timely and
sure.
Timely and very obvious.
Yes,
it's very obvious. Like white people are evil,
so
which is not a lie, but it just I don't know. It was kind of heavy for something that's like this PG Disney film.
Again, I think adults will pick up on more of the subtext behind that than the kids would.
Sure, and I don't think it's a reason. That's not one of the reasons why I don't like this film.
Correct.
I just think the script is.
Which is written.
I don't think Elle Fanning is very
captivating.
I think the prince is.
So Harris Dickinson, who you've seen in Beach Rats.
Okay.
And was also in a terrible Xavier Dolan film this year called Matthias and Maxime, which I couldn't stand. But he replaced Brenton Thwaites, who was that character in the first one, which led to some of the confusion. Yeah, he doesn't have much to do either. But the script, though, was written by returning screenwriter Linda Woolverton, who did. She wrote a lot of Disney films and also Tim Burton's Alice in Wonderland, which wasn't good. And she's joined by scribe Noah Harpster and Micah Fitzerman-Blue, who were writers on Transparent, and also wrote that new Mr. Rogers movie with Tom Hanks.
Okay.
So to me, it feels like they were brought in to kind of beef this screenplay up, and it still feels like a bloated.
It feels bloated.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like 30 minutes of this film could have been cut out, and it wouldn't have affected my opinion of it.
So it was directed by Joachim Rønning, who's Norwegian. The last film of his I saw was Kon-Tiki in 2012, and which he co-directed with Espen Sandberg, and those two also did the last Pirates of the Caribbean movie. Dead Men Tell No Tales, which I haven't seen. And this is his first film without his screenwriting or his co-director. I don't know if that matters, but...
Well, they made a movie and this is it, and what did you give it?
2 out of 5 would be more than fair, I feel.
I was teetering. I think I would also give it 2 out of 5 now. So yeah, I would give it 2 out of 5.
Angelina is breathtaking, and I would like to see her in more things. She's been busy directing. She had
Yeah, I like her. She did what they paid her to do. So I think I'd be more satisfied if I made her like a screensaver on my work laptop. Like the image of her as Maleficent probably would be more satisfying to me than the movie.
And we can imagine the film that could have been.
Yeah.
Had she gotten to be a real villain.
Yeah. All right.
All right.
Bye.
Bye.